Hey, what is up guys? Eric Thane here and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about 3 reasons why filmmakers struggle. Let's do it. All right, so today I wanted to talk about some of the reasons why filmmakers tend to struggle at either cinematography or running a business as a filmmaker and go into some of the reasons for that. You know, as creators, as artists, we tend to get this like stigma that we are starving artists, or like as filmmakers or creators, like you can't make money or you can't be successful at it. And I just want to debunk that right now, because the reality is you can be really successful. You can make really good money as a filmmaker. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise or stop you from believing that, because it's just absolutely not true. You can be as successful as you want to, as long as you have the right pieces in place for how to build your business as a filmmaker. Now, obviously business as a filmmaker doesn't come down to just creating, high quality cinematic work. There's more to it in terms of like how you run your business and marketing yourself and all that kind of stuff. And we're going to talk about some of those things. But what I thought would be helpful today is if I talk about the biggest reasons why I've seen that the filmmakers that I've coached and that I've worked with have been unable to get to where they wanted to go, and the biggest things that were holding them back. So with that being said, here are the top 3 reasons why you might be struggling as a filmmaker. Number 1 is that your work isn't high quality yet. Obviously, when you're just starting out as a filmmaker, you're probably still developing the skill of filmmaking and cinematography and trying to get better and better at your craft. And that's okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, it takes time to get to that point, and you want to be able to produce high quality work so that your clients will want to hire you and they'll want to be able to pay you high prices. But the reason why it's so important to create really high quality cinematic work is because you really need to differentiate yourself as a filmmaker. See, there are a lot of videographers out there and a lot of filmmakers. And the reality is that any of your clients or any of the businesses that want to hire you probably know more than just you. They probably have a handful of people that they know who are videographers who could do the job for them. And if your work looks exactly the same to them as anybody else's work, then you're always going to struggle to get those high paying clients, right? Because if your work is the same, then you are essentially what we call a commodity. And commodities have to fight for commodity pricing, which is the lowest bottom of the barrel pricing that you can get. It's kind of like when you go to the store. Let's say you were buying something at a store and you find that same item at another store that's the exact same item, but it's a lower price. Which one are you going to buy? You're always going to buy the cheaper one, or you're going to tell the store that you're at, you're going to say, hey, I want you to price match, right? And that's why price matching exists, because that's a commodity. It can be found anywhere. It's plentiful. It's available to anyone, anywhere. And if that's what you're looking for, then you're going to pay the lowest price for it. The same thing applies to videography and filmmaking. If your work generally looks the same as what somebody else could do, and your client is vetting you and another person, or maybe 2 other people, to decide who they want to hire for the job, and to them the work looks basically like the same thing, they are always going to go with the lowest price. So by creating a higher quality of work, a type of work that is cinematic and high end, you can actually automatically put yourself into a category of 1, where you're not competing with everybody else, because when people look at your work, they're not going, oh, that's similar to what everybody else does. It's actually a totally different thing that makes you totally unique to the rest of the market. And it's far less likely that your client will know somebody else who's able to produce that quality of work. And therefore, they will be willing to hire you, and they will be much more likely to pay you higher prices for it. Now, when it comes to creating high quality work, it's not just about the cinematography or the lensing or the lighting or the composition and stuff like that. Because as you guys know, if you listen to me for any amount of time, the reality is that your clients don't actually know that much about that, and they actually don't really care that much about that. Like, yes, your work needs to be high quality, needs to be good, but ultimately, what do your clients want? Well, they are going to take the video that they're hiring you for, and they're going to use it in probably some sort of marketing effort in order to get a result, whether it's more customers for their company, or more people to book their hotel, or how to train their employees, or anything else. So they're trying to get a result with that. And so in addition to creating work that just looks cinematic and high end, the other really important thing is making sure that your videos help your potential client to get a result. So think about what it is that they are actually looking for, what they're trying to do with the video, and think about all the ways that you can modify your product or your service in order to help them in that mission to get that result that they're trying to get. They're going to be a lot more likely to want to hire you, and they're going to be a lot more likely to want to pay you high prices if the work that you do is not just good filmmaking, but also fits into their marketing objectives. Okay, number 2 is you're charging low prices. Now, obviously, a lot of filmmakers, when they're starting out, they typically start by doing free work or by charging very low rates in order to get going. And that's totally fine if you're just starting out and you're just trying to build your first portfolio of very basic work. Absolutely 100%, you might start there. And that's totally fine. But eventually, if you're past that stage and you're really trying to grow your business as a filmmaker, it's time for you to start learning how to raise your prices. And the reason for this is that for you to get to a certain level as a filmmaker, at some point, you're gonna have to charge more. You can't just get there by doing more and more work at low prices. So for example, if you wanted to make 6 figures as a filmmaker, there's a few different ways you could do that. Number one, you could shoot 100 videos for 100 clients at $1,000 a piece. But then you'd have to shoot 100 videos, which is so many videos in a year. And I don't know a lot of people that can manage doing that many videos in a year. Or what you could do, if you charged $10,000 per video, then you'd only have to shoot 10 videos or get 10 clients per year. So which is easier, getting 100 clients or getting 10 clients? Yeah, getting 10 clients is actually a lot easier than getting 100 clients, even at a higher price point. And so my recommendation is always to focus on just the high-end clients, focus on charging those high prices, and focus on working with just a handful of really good high-paying clients. That's gonna be a lot better. It's gonna allow you to give them a VIP experience and make the experience amazing for them. It's gonna give you a better lifestyle as a filmmaker because you won't be busy editing all the time. There's a lot of advantages to it, but it allows you to grow your business faster because you put more emphasis and you have more time to focus on marketing yourself and getting yourself out there and focusing on getting those high-paying clients rather than just being busy all the time shooting and editing low-paying stuff. So I know that might be a little bit nerve-wracking for some of you charging $10,000 or more than that per video, but the reality is that if you really want to grow as a filmmaker, you've got to learn how to charge those high prices confidently. And that's actually a skill that can be learned. A lot of people think that, charging high prices just comes naturally. And yes, it will over time, very slowly, but there's actually a skill of sales and learning how to communicate with your client and talk to them in a way that will cause them to want to pay you high prices. And if you're interested in learning that skill, I've got a free training down below that talks all about it, our process for how we get high paying clients as filmmakers. And it's totally free. You can check it out. And then at the end of the video, if you feel like you want us to help you with that, obviously we can talk about that a little bit more. But click on the link down in the description below, open it up in a new tab, finish this video, and then you can go over there and check it out. So number 3 is that your portfolio isn't optimized. So the way that most filmmakers do their portfolio is that they go out and they try to get as much work as they can, go out, get the clients, get people to pay them, even these low paying jobs. They work on these jobs, they get these projects. They don't turn out super great because they've got a difficult client or they don't have a very big budget. So they're not really able to create the vision that they have in their head and actually shoot the video that they want to shoot. But then that's the only work that they have. So they take that work and they put it in their portfolio. And they keep doing this over and over and over again and filling up their portfolio with this work that they've done in the past for their clients. Now, the problem with this is if you're trying to grow your business, your portfolio right now is actually only attracting more of the same type of clients in your business. So if you feel like you're kind of stagnating right now and you're still just getting the same type of clients and you're not really growing that much, it's probably because of that. Your clients are going to look at your portfolio to see what type of work you do, and your portfolio is going to attract a certain type and a certain level of client. And so what I always say is that your portfolio as a filmmaker should not be a collection of past work. It should instead be a projection of future work. What that means is rather than having your portfolio just be a bunch of here's the past videos that I've done, which makes it like a museum of antiques that are attracting those low-paying clients over and over again, instead go out and shoot a passion project or go out and do something that's self-funded in order to showcase to the world what you really can do as a filmmaker and the highest level of quality that you can create, and start filling your portfolio with that. And that is in turn going to start attracting those higher level clients that want that higher quality of work. And here's a bonus tip, number 4, reason why filmmakers struggle is that you are not marketing yourself. And when we talk about marketing, what we're really talking about is using social media. Now, I get a lot of filmmakers that when I talk about social media, they'll come to me and say, well, I don't want to post on social media. I don't really like putting myself out there. I'm kind of shy. I'm introverted. I don't like doing that. I like being behind the camera, all of that kind of stuff. And the reality is, while I understand that, I am also very much an introvert as well. What you have to realize is that if you're not willing to put yourself out there, how are you going to get seen by people? So yes, marketing yourself as a filmmaker does require you to put yourself out there. And in fact, the more you put yourself out there, the better your business can actually run. Because what is marketing in a nutshell? Marketing is the role of getting attention for your business. It's the role of getting noticed. It's how you get eyeballs on you and your work and what you're doing. And one of the fastest, easiest, best ways to do that right now, this year, is to use social media. Marketing is actually so much easier nowadays than it ever used to be because of social media. Think about it, 20 or 30 years ago, people had to use magazines or yellow pages. Remember the yellow pages? TV ads, radio ads, like all these different methods of getting out there, and they were either really expensive or cost prohibitive, or they were just really difficult to use or couldn't reach a lot of people. Now with social media today, you can use the same marketing principles and tactics, but on social media, and you can actually reach hundreds and thousands and millions of people at a time completely for free. So we actually live in an age right now where marketing has become so accessible to so many people. And yes, it means that there are a lot more people doing it, but if you're not taking advantage of it as a filmmaker, you're missing out on a huge opportunity. All right, guys, so there's my top 3 or 4 reasons why filmmakers are struggling. I hope that was helpful for you. If you like this video and you feel like you want more help going even deeper into how to grow your business as a filmmaker and really become successful as an artist, definitely check out the training in the description down below. It's completely free. You guys are gonna love it. Watch it. If you feel like you're a good fit and you want to talk to us, book a call and we can get on a call with you and see if it's a good fit for us to work together. Otherwise, make sure to comment down below. Let me know what was your favorite tip from this video, and we will see you guys on the next video.